Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. Walking up the Leeds cliff. I was told earlier that there's some kind of lanterns, an event. So I'm going to have a little walk up and just see what we can film. I do believe they're going to light the lanterns or something. And they're going to walk or march down to the harbour arm. So I'm going to do what I can. Yeah, it's on that low light mode again. Comes and help, it's helpful, but as you saw when the street lights are on, they were coming out as yellow, but never mind. Anyway, so the next clip you'll see, it's probably when I'm up with the rest.
We will be playing to the beat for a drum, and Dave is our leader. Please keep it behind him. We will do it at 11, yes, I'm led to believe, because it's not a bit fast either. A few house notes here. All the marshals had high-vis jackets and are identifiable by the glow sticks that they are holding, and our chairman of New Folks in Society, Matthew, is holding a stick to show you what we're talking about here. There are public toilets open, but unfortunately they are in Cradle Gardens, as the least strip of toilets are closed for repair and maintenance. First aid is to be had, is at hand, and vulnerable people team also is at hand. Contact will be through marshals, please. As this is a major part of the event, silence is asked of. And enjoy the solitude within a large group. Focus your thoughts while you're walking, please. Why we are gathered here is to mark all those soldiers and people who went out of Folkestone Harbour, most never to return. So this is quite a point. We will walk down to the bandstand down the way there, where there will be a visual display, poetry reading and letters written home by various members of the groups. We will then move on down to the step-short arch at the top of Road of Remembrance, where there will be the last post sounded, a minute's silence, and the valet sounded, whence we will be joined by a piper who will then pipe us and the drummer, pipe us down through the town, down the high street, across the swing bridge. If you can't make the steps to go up onto the swing bridge or walk down by the poppies that Harbour Arm Company have put out, please let us know. Someone will take you round the harbour like we did last year. But we thought it better this year because the poppies have been put out by the Harbour Arm Company and they look really splendid. And also, we've got to thank the poppy ladies, led by Jan McNeil, for knitting and crocheting so many poppies that you see on the wall. Thank you, Jan, for that. Yes, indeed, let's have a ripple for it. We're hoping to be down at the Harbour Arm by 7 or thereabouts, whence we will be met by the Hythe U3A swing band, who will be playing songs, not songs, but tunes from the two conflicts and around those conflicts, World War I and World War II tunes, as well as swing from the era, like people like Glenn Miller from the Second World War, and so on. So we will be well entertained. We are being led on this walk by some really good lanterns. If you'd like to show the people, these lanterns are, can you name them for me?
Pegasus here. We have Mary for Mary's sequel for the British Weddings, West Indian Regiment. We have, I think that's Roger or Jack for the Navy. Those are the Roger and Tommy for the Army.
So these lanterns are very special. They have been made specially. They are the proper lamps.
Yeah, they are similar to the Olympic lantern that you would have seen like in the August 24. Okay,
So they have travelled quite a bit.
yes, so we have one called Maple, which is currently in 2018, and travelled to Canada, to symbolise those who couldn't return going home, and obviously Sean Cliff being particularly.
Thank you. Right, so we're just about to set off, so could you please remember to keep behind the lanterns and the drummer and enjoy the evening. Thank you very much. Away, John Major. Well done, everybody. I'm just waiting for the last few stragglers. If you can gather round in front of the screen and the bandstand, we will begin the next part of the evening's events. And we've got the bandstand, please. And you've got to come round the back, up the steps.
Go around this way, then you won't go. Yeah, you finish over again. So, yeah.
Round the side.
These are straggling. We're going to go. Welcome everybody to our second Remembrance on the eve of Remembrance Sunday. And this is typical of these phones, they just go off when you're going to start talking, but never mind, we're there. Folkestone was at the centre of the Great War, the embarkation town to the Western Front. Men from cities, towns and villages came by trains from across our green and pleasant land. Canadians marched from Shorncliffe Camp, and the Empire was called to defend our cherished isles, to fight for king and country. Guns, bullets, artillery and horses, by the tons and countless thousands, passed through this town. Today, in your lanterns you carry the spirits of the men, women and children taken by war. In our hearts we carry memories and respect. This act of remembrance is particularly poignant in our troubled times today. War is cruel. We will remember. We will remember.
Sorry?
On the cross.
Sorry. In Flanders Fields by John McCrae. In Flanders fields the poppies blow between the crosses, row on row, that mark our place, and in the sky the larks still bravely singing, by scarce heard amid the guns below. We are the dead. Short days ago we lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders fields. Take up our quarrel with the foe. To you from falling hands. Yes, it's too dark. Sorry. Yeah. Take up our quarrel with the foe. To you from falling hands we throw the torch. Be yours to hold it high. If ye break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders fields.
This one is going out to a young man named Sidney Wilkinson, who lived in one of the roads nearby and was killed at Mametz Wood, which was a very brutal, bloody battle of the Somme. So this is Mametz Wood by Owen Shears. For years afterwards, the farmers found them, the wasted young, turning up under their plough blades as they tended the land back into itself. A chit of bone, the china plate of a shoulder blade, the relic of a finger, the blown and broken bird's egg of a skull, all mimicked now in flint breaking blue and white across this field where they were told to walk, not run, towards the wood and its nesting machine guns. And even now, the earth stands sentinel, reaching back into itself for reminders of what happened, like a wound working a foreign body to the surface of the skin. This morning, 20 men buried in one long grave, a broken mosaic of bone linked arm in arm, their skeletons paused mid-danse macabre. In boots that outlasted them, their socketed heads tilted back at an angle, and their jaws, those that have them, dropped open, as if the notes they had sung have only now, with this unearthing, slipped from their absent tongues.
This is called A Kiss by Bernard Freeman Trotter. She kissed me when she said goodbye, a child's kiss, neither bold nor shy. We had met but a few short summer hours, talked of the sun, the wind, the flowers. Sports and people had rambled through, a casual catchy song or two, and walked with arms linked to the car by the light of a single misty star. It was wartime, you see, and the streets were dark, lest the ravishing Hun should find a mark. And so we turned to say goodbye, but somehow or other, I don't know why, perhaps it was the feel of the khaki coat. She had a brother in Flanders then, that smote. Her heart was a sudden tenderness which issued in that swift caress. Somehow, to her at any rate, a mere hand clasp seemed inadequate. And so she lifted her dewy face and kissed me, but without a trace of passion, and we said goodbye, a child's kiss, neither bold nor shy. My friend, I like you, it seemed to say. Here's to our meeting again some day, some happier day. Goodbye.
This is the story of today by Constance Powell. An open drawer, a woman lowly kneeling, some little crimson shoes, a lock of hair, some childish toys, an engine and a trumpet, a headless horse, a battered teddy bear, some schoolboy books, all inky, torn and thumb-marked, a treasured bat, his favourite cricket ball, the things he loved, the letters that he wrote to her. And now she places on top of all a soldier's sword, his photograph in khaki. The boyish eyes smile back into her eyes, while in her hand she holds a VC lightly, and in her heart a grave in Flanders lies.
To the Warmongers, a poem by C.3. Sassoon, a local guy who was born in 1886, died in 1958. He was well known for his verses and writings on the First World War. I'm back again from hell, with the lonesome thoughts to sell, secrets of death to tell, and horrors from the abyss. Some faces bleared with blood sucked down into the mud. You shall hear things like this till the tormented slain crawl round and once again, with limbs that twist awry, moan out their brutish pain as the fighters pass and die. For you our battles shine with triumph half divine, and the glory of the dead kindles in each proud eye. But a curse is on my head that shall not be unsaid, and the wounds in my heart are red, for I have watched them die.
Mrs. Lamplight, written December 1916 by May Wedderburn Cannon. We planned to shape the world together, you and I, being young and very wise. Now in the light of the green shaded lamp almost, I see your eyes light with the old gay laughter. You and I dreamed greatly of an empire in those days, setting our feet upon laborious ways. And all you asked of fame was crossed swords on the army list, my dear, against your name. We planned a great empire together, you and I, bound only by the sea. Now in the quiet of a chill winter's night, your voice comes hushed to me, full of forgotten memories. You and I dreamed great dreams of our future in those days, setting our feet on undiscovered ways. And all I ask of fame, a scarlet cross on my breast, my dear, with a sword by your name. We shall never shape the world together, you and I, for you gave your life away. And I think my heart was broken by the war, since on a summer day you took the road we never spoke of. You and I dreamed greatly of an empire in those days. You set your feet upon the western ways and have no need of fame. There's a scarlet cross on my breast, my dear, and a torn cross with your name.
To Germany by Charles. To Germany by Charles Hamilton Sorley. You are blind like us. Your hurt no man designed, and no man claimed the conquest of your land. But gropers both through fields of thought confined, we stumble and we do not understand. You only saw your future bigly planned, and we, the tapering paths of our own mind, and in each other's dearest ways we stand, and hiss and hate, and the blind fight the blind. When it is peace, then we may view again with new won eyes each other's truer form, and wonder, grown more loving, kind and warm, will grasp firm hands and laugh at the old pain. When it is peace. But until peace, the storm, the darkness, and the thunder, and the rain.
We now move forward to poetry from the Second World War. It's rather appropriate tonight that we have the noise of fireworks in the background, which are little reminiscent of artillery shells. In the late afternoon of Friday, May the 25th, 1917, all was quiet in Folkestone. Children were playing football in the streets and people carried on with their daily business. A squadron of 23 Gotha bombers had earlier planned another attack, another bombing of London. But when they arrived over the skies of London, heavy cloud covered the capital. The raiders turned, and shortly after 6 p.m. they began dropping bombs in the west end of Folkestone. Within half an hour, the peace had been shattered, with people dying in Shorncliffe Road, Manor Road and Ford Road, before the final bomb fell on Tontine Street, with further deadly consequences. Queues of people were lined up outside the Stokes Brothers greengrocers after a consignment of potatoes had arrived. War is cruel, we will remember.
Right, this poem is called Vergiss mich nicht by Keith Douglas. Now Keith Douglas is probably regarded as the best English poet of the Second World War. He fought in the North Africa campaign, but died on the Normandy beaches in 1944. So this is Vergiss mich nicht, which is forget me not. 3 weeks gone, and the combatants gone. Returning over the nightmare ground, we found the place again, and found the soldier sprawling in the sun, the frowning barrel of his gun overshadowing. As we came on that day, he hit my tank with one like the entry of a demon. Look, here in the gun pit spoil, the dishonoured picture of his girl, who has put Steffi, Vergiss mich nicht, in a copybook Gothic script. We see him almost with contempt, abased, and seeming to have paid and mocked at by his own equipment that's hard and good when he's decayed. But she would weep to see today how on his skin the swart flies move, the dust upon his paper eye, and the burst stomach like a cave. For here the lover and killer are mingled, who had one body and one heart, and death, who had the soldier singled, has done the lover mortal hurt.
This next one is going out to my father, Christopher Pitton, who was the youngest major in the Indian Army, and like the poet we're about to hear, was in Burma. So this is Goodbye by Alan Lewis, who's a Welsh poet. So we must say goodbye, my darling, and go as lovers go forever. Tonight remains to pack and fix on labels and make an end of lying down together. I put a final shilling in the gas and watch you slip your dress below your knees and lie so still I hear your rustling comb modulate the autumn in the trees. And all the countless things I shall remember lay mummy cloths of silence round my head. I fill the carafe with a drink of water. You say, "You paid a guinea for this bed." And then we'll leave some gas, a little warmth for the next resident. And these dry flowers, and turn your face away, afraid to speak the big word, that eternity is ours. Your kisses close my eyes, and yet you stare as though God struck a child with nameless fears. Perhaps the water glitters and discloses time's chalice and its limpid, useless tears. Everything we renounce except ourselves. Selfishness is the last of all to go. Our sighs are exhalations of the earth. Our footprints leave a track across the snow. We make the universe to be our home. Our nostrils took the wind to be our breath. Our hearts are massive towers of delight. We stride across the 7 seas of death. Yet, when all's done, you'll keep the emerald I placed upon your finger in the street, and I will keep the patches that you sewed on my old battle dress tonight, my sweet.
Right, this poem is by a Czechoslovakian poet who also, out of interest, became a very renowned immunologist. And this poem is called 5 Minutes After the Air Raid, and it's by Miroslav Holub. In Pilsen, 26 Station Road, she climbed to the 3rd floor, upstairs, which were all that was left of the whole house. She opened her door full onto the sky, stood gaping over the edge. for this was the place the world ended. Then she locked up carefully, let someone steal Sirius or Aldebaran from her kitchen, went back downstairs and settled herself to wait for the house to rise again, and for her husband to rise from the ashes, and for her children's hands and feet to be stuck back in place. In the morning they found her, still as stone, sparrows pecking her hands.
What hosts of women everywhere I see. I'm sick to death of them, and they of me. The few remaining men are small and pale. War lends a spurious value to the veil. Mechanics are supplanted by their mothers. Aunts take the place of artisans and others. Wives sell the sago, daughters drive the van. Even the mansion is without a man. Females are farming, who were frownal before. Matrons attending meetings by the score. Maidens are mending multiple machines, and virgins are vending station magazines. Dames, hoydens, wenches, harridans and hussies cram to congestion all the trams and the buses. Misses and grandmas, mistresses and nieces infest bond buildings, picking up the pieces. Girls from the south and lasses from the north, sisters and sweethearts bustle back and forth. The newsboy and the boy who drives the plough, postman and milkman, all are ladies now. Doctors and engineers, yes, even these. Poets and politicians, all are she's. The very beasts that in the meadows browse, all ewes and mares, heifers and hens and cows. All doubtless worthy to a high degree, but oh, how boring. Yes, indeed.
Right, we've been to Germany, Czechoslovakia as was then, now Italy, and a poem called Shema by Primo Levi. And the word means, by the way, it's Hebrew for listen. And Levi was incarcerated in Auschwitz for a very long time during the war and wrote two autobiographies based on his time in Auschwitz. So it's Shema by Primo Levi. You who live insecure in your warm houses, who return at evening to find hot food and friendly faces, consider whether this is a man who labours in the mud, who knows no peace, who fights for a crust of bread, who dies at a yes or a no. Consider whether this is a woman without hair or name, with no more strength to remember, eyes empty and womb cold as a frog in winter. Consider that this has been. I commend these words to you. Engrave them on your hearts. When you are in your house, when you walk on your way, when you go to bed, when you rise, repeat them to your children. Or may your house crumble. Disease render you powerless. Your offspring avert their eyes from you.
We're back in Germany now with a poem with a very different perspective. It's by someone you'll probably recognise straight away, Bertolt Brecht. And this is called Song of a German Mother. My son, your shiny boots and brown shirt were a present from me. If I'd known what I know now, I'd have hanged myself from a tree. My son, when I saw your hand raised in the Hitler salute on that final day, I didn't know those who saluted would see their hand wither away. My son, I can hear your voice speaking of a race of heroes it tells. I didn't know, guess or see, that you worked in their torture cells. My son, when I saw you marching in Hitler's victorious train, I didn't know he who marched off then would never come back again.
And now some reminiscences. This is written as if by an old man, called The Home Front, from the autobiographies of Derek Mann. While the frozen armies trembled at the gates of Leningrad, they took me home in a taxi and laid me in my cot. And there I slept again with siren and blackout, and slept under the stairs beside the light meter when bombs fell on the city. I never saw the sky ablaze with a fiery glow, searchlights roaming the stairs. But I do remember one time, I must have been about 4 then, being held up to the window for a victory parade. Soldiers, sailors and airmen lining the Antrim Road. And later, hide and seek among the air raid shelters. The last ration coupons, oranges and bananas, forage caps and badges and packets of Lucky Strike. Gracie Fields on the radio, Americans in the Art Deco milk bars, the released Jews blinking in shocked sunlight, a male child in a garden clutching the Empire News.
closely. So hopefully we can pick this up and fish as well.
This is where I think Lou looks to be very appropriate.
go down. You've got to go down, turn centre. Marching, walking, piping, drumming. And I'm just filming. fella run out, so I can't join him.